Hi folks, and welcome back to another episode of American Outdoors, where as you can tell, today we're indoors. And I'm going to be sharing with you some experiences that I had with the autofill pitcher feature on this Samsung side-by-side refrigerator, which is also similar to the autofill pitchers on the GE models, the Cafe models. There may be some other ones that I'm not aware of. I think they're all similar in their function and design. But I'm going to talk to you about the problems that I had, the research I had to do, and the fixes that I did in order to correct this. And so stick around, because I hope to save you, by sharing this information, I hope to save you some time, some headaches, service calls, and obviously some money. Let's dig in. Now typically what would happen is we would use the pitcher, fill the coffee maker, somebody would get a glass of water. 15 minutes later, somebody might come up in here to use the pitcher again, and that's what they would find. Maybe there. Sometimes it would be completely empty. So it wasn't filling. And at the same time, the water dispenser on the outside would be very slow, or it actually might even cut off after about 10 seconds. So it would take up to a minute to fill a normally sized glass of water. So you shut the refrigerator door, maybe you stand here for 5 minutes, maybe you come back in a half an hour, maybe later that day. You open the door back up, and there's no trouble codes, there's no blinking lights, but the pitcher has filled slowly or only partially, only a few ounces at a time before it's quit. Now, most of the time, this issue isn't complicated, but a service call to cure what you might have been able to do yourself, well, we know that can be expensive. Now, this video is for units that have the pitcher inside the door, the autofill pitcher. And the model in this video is a Samsung RF28R7351SR. But the symptoms and the fixes are going to be pretty similar for most units with the autofill feature. So why does this pitcher leak? Well, let's take a close look. Now, these pitchers are not the best quality in my opinion. They tend to leak around the neck, right up here, and they can warp or crack if you put them in the dishwasher. Let me repeat that. This pitcher is not dishwasher safe. Low water pressure. Low water pressure to your refrigerator's fill dispenser or filtration system can prematurely end the life of the system. It can also cause it to shut off as it's not sensing enough pressure to safely function. You should have a minimum of about 30 psi to your house. And through your water dispenser system of your refrigerator, you should have a flow of about 6 ounces of water for every 10 seconds, and that's about 3/4 of a cup. Some of the rarer causes of low water pressure through the refrigerator's dispenser system can be from a clogged water filter, a frozen water line, an electronic malfunction, or an air pocket, which could be caused by replacing the water filter, not properly bleeding the system. The home has been vacant for some time, like a vacation or a rental home. Those are rare, but they do happen and should be checked. kinked water line. Now these lines are usually clear or opaque, and they will run from the back of your refrigerator down to your main water supply. It isn't hard to kink one of these, especially if you've recently moved your refrigerator around, things in your basement or your crawl space. It does happen. This is what I call a saddle style needle valve. There is a needle inside here which will make a small puncture into your copper or your PVC water line. Now these were originally for ice makers, and these go back, I don't know, I'm not a plumber, but I can remember seeing these at least in the 80s. And these were originally for ice makers, so they typically don't need a lot of water pressure. And so you get that small needle valve, that small needle right there, which punctures the line. It's only going to let so much flow through the system at once. So that's fine for making ice cubes when you're not using it all the time. But if you need to fill a pitcher or a cup of water in a reasonably fast manner, they're lacking. What I did was, this is a Sharkbite brand ball valve. I replaced that needle valve with one of these. I think this cost $10 maybe, and all I had to do was just take a saw and cut both sides of my line, cleaned it up with a little file, and just slid this on. And then this has a larger diameter valve which will allow much greater water pressure through the line. And most times, more often than not, that is the problem, the main cause of why your autofill pitcher is not filling fully, properly, or quickly.